Is downtown ever silent? These are the questions I ask myself when I start filming. Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a story time, which I'm super excited about because I haven't done one of these in a minute. No, actually I did one probably in like August or something. Who knows? Go watch it if you want. I love making these videos, but this is not going to be an absurd story. I will say that, just as a general disclaimer. If you're looking for absurdity and extreme, like, wild tales of my life, you can go watch my other story times, but this is going to be more educational for those of you who are just looking to get an IUD and are maybe scared about the experience, curious about the experience, just want some general more details, or if you're just watching this because you're like, hey, why the hell not? Hello, I'm Megan, how are you? And yeah, today's video is going to be an experience type tale of my IUD insertion. I got it done on Monday of this week. It is now Saturday, so I feel like I've had some general time to heal, and I had a pretty positive experience, which is great because my previous times at the gynecologist have been scarring, to say the least. I had a lot of trial and error with finding a good gynecologist out here. My old one that I went to just stopped taking my insurance, and then I just started going to like random places, and that was where it got weird. I have a gynecologist story time actually that I'll link up here because that was probably my worst time, but this was very good. This was a very pleasant experience for how pleasant this can be. It's definitely a little uncomfortable. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. Not the story, just like the general insertion. Where should I start? Do most of you know what an IUD is? Let's just get that out of the way. It's a little T-shaped thing that gets inserted up your cervix into your uterus, and it's a form of birth control. I used to be on the pill, and it really started taking a toll on me, to say the least. I mean, I just felt so emotionally unstable. I was crying so much, and I mean, I'm already a pretty emo gal, if you could say that, but I mean, this was just amplified. Birth control really amplified my inability to make decisions, and I just felt very irrational all the time. But I decided to finally stop taking hormonal birth control when it started throwing off my body's natural functions, if you know what I mean. I kept getting yeast infections a lot from the birth control I was on, which was called what was it called? Loestrin. That's what I was on, which is like one of the more tame ones. The one I was on had like a pretty low dosage of estrogen, so it wasn't supposed to like really fuck with you, but it did. And I was just itchy all the time, and I was just uncomfortable, and I was like, this isn't me, okay? Like, why is this pill making my body do these things? Never happened to me before I went on it, so I decided to go the heck off. And then I started looking into other forms of birth control, like the FAM method, and you know, just using condoms and all that kind of stuff. But I truly decided that an IUD was the best option for me, and I'm here to tell my tale about my experience. So the IUD that I have inside of me right now is the little copper one called Paragard. It's non-hormonal. She's great, beautiful, great experience so far, and it's been what, 5 days? But I'm feeling good. I'll let you know if it fucks with my periods, because that was like a #1 thing that people were saying kind of gets worse for your first few months, at least, having it in you. Your uterus is just getting a feel for things with it in there, so it might throw off your cycle a little bit or just make it heavier, a little bit more crampy. Who really knows? But I'm here for the ride, for the journey, you know? I wanted to make this video because before I got it in me, I was just reading so much bullshit online about this specific IUD, and it wasn't until I asked you guys, as well as some of my friends who have it personally already inside of them and were just raving about it to me. They were like, oh yeah, it's great. I mean, don't have to worry about that thing for 10 more years. But really, once you get it inside of you, you don't have to worry about it for 10 years and then you get it removed or get a new one. But I assume by the time I'm 30, I'll want some children and probably already have it removed. So this is just a temporary home. But yeah, I'm gonna start talking about the actual experience now because I just realized I've just been sitting here blabbering about why I got this. So I originally had my gynecologist appointment last Friday, but then I had to reschedule it because they insert it while you're on your menstrual cycle, and my period just hadn't come yet, and it ended up coming like 3 hours after my appointment time. time that it originally was at. But yeah, I had to call and reschedule. I rescheduled to Monday when I was full on bleeding, cramping, and just all of the things. I already get pretty like heavy, crampy periods as is. So like I said, I'll definitely let you know if it like fucks with anything or makes it, you know, particularly unbearable to have this inside of me on my period. But the days that I was at least finishing out my cycle after I got it in me, I finished my cycle on Wednesday, got it in on Monday. Those days were just super crampy, and that's pretty much what happens after you get it inside of you anyways. So I'm just kind of expecting that every time around. And I mean, I have a heating pad and Midol and clary sage oil to help ease the pain. Yo, dude, bring that shit. If you go and get this, you can like rub it on your stomach before, after. It definitely helped me ease a little bit of the crampage. I went alone to my appointment as well. I didn't have anybody's like hand to hold. So I just really took that one on strong, and I was shocked to myself for doing that, like getting the courage and just really going out and doing it, because I had the entire weekend to worry about what the experience would be, and it ended up being literally perfectly fine. And so that's really why I wanted to make this, just to explain to you guys that it's not that crazy and scary and painful. I mean, it definitely fucking hurt, but it's something that you can deal with and breathe through, just like all struggles in this life, folks. But yeah, I'll take you through like the whole insertion process now. How about that? So as you're lying down, you know, legs spread open for them, they insert like a little tube inside of you and kind of like clean the area, because like I said, you're on your period while it's happening, so gotta get rid of some of that blood in there so you can see through the hole, I suppose. I don't know why they do that, but they clean you up a little bit. And then they put some numbing cream all up in you. Make sure that they do that. If they don't say that they're doing that, be like, do you have any numbing cream? I didn't have to ask, they just did it, so I was like, hell yeah. And then they measure your cervix, and this is the very uncomfortable part. At least it was my first understanding of the level of pain that it was going to be. Also, at the beginning of the process, they're gonna feel around to see where your uterus is placed, so that they make sure that they're placing the IUD correctly. So just make sure that everything's going as planned, folks. And of course, if you feel any discomfort, just like raise your hand or say something. But like I said, it's going to be slightly uncomfortable. It's not gonna be like, oh my God, that was amazing, do it again, you know? So yeah, back to measuring the cervix. This was very painful. I will say, I audibly said aloud, ow. And after I exclaimed, ow, my gynecologist was like, Megan, I just want you to understand, like, that was just me measuring the cervix, and the IUD insertion itself is gonna feel a lot like that. And I was like, okay, at least I like know the pain level now. And if I were to describe the pain, it would be like a very large internal pinch, like a really hard, pinchy menstrual cramp, I guess. This is like me trying to describe a piercing or like a tattoo feeling to somebody, you know what I mean? It's just like a sharp amount of pain. And then they're gonna insert the IUD, and I'm pretty sure it's in kind of like a pushy kind of tubey thing that goes inside of you. I wasn't really looking down there, I was just laying. But during this process, I think that my IUD like slipped out of the little shooty contraption that puts it into your body. And I was under the impression that my body was rejecting it and like pushing it out, because my gyno was like, oh, it fell out. That's never happened before. And I was like, what? It fell out? Did I do that? Like, did I do something wrong? And she was like, oh no, honey, like it just fell out of the little contraption. That's just never happened before. I had to say something about it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then the actual final insertion happened, and it felt exactly like I just said, you know, like a large cramp for like X amount of seconds, probably like 3-4 seconds. You know, it wasn't like a very intense period of time. But right after it was done, I immediately shot up and was like, it's done? Okay. And like started just like getting myself off of the bed. And my gyno was like, man, lie back down, okay? You rest here, honey. We will come back for you when it's your time to go. And I was like, oh, okay. So then they just let me chill for like 5-10 minutes and, you know, just really feel it in there. They also, oh, I forgot to say this, they gave me pain medication as well. So definitely do that before you go, just to kind of ease the crampage. Bring the clary sage oil if you have any, a nice essential oil, just to rub on that old uterus, you know, and you're gonna be fine, girl. You're gonna do it. You got this, okay? If you are worried about the process, I am just here to inform you that I stopped cramping after 2 days of having it in me. I mean, I was cured by Wednesday, and my period stopped on Wednesday, and just like the general pain stopped. I still get like some pains here and there, but it's very sporadic. It's not just like a full wanting to lay in bed kind of pain, but I was doing that fully on Monday. So like if you do get this, definitely take the day off, take some time to just let your body hang out and rest, at least for that day. I would say also the next, just to have that extra day of rest and relaxation. Oh, also, this is an idea I should talk about. Pricing. This isn't like everybody's cup of tea, I would say, price-wise, but my insurance is going to cover my copay. That was dangerously high. I had to pay $700 for Paragard. With my healthcare provider, at least, that was my copay, and then, you know, Humana is gonna pull on through with that. But yeah, like I said, it was just worth it, and I wanted to share the experience because I like to just share my general life experiences with you guys and just make you feel a lot less uncomfortable about things, and just serve as like a female education kind of hub for you all, because I don't know, I just have been talking about a lot of this stuff recently and I just really get a kick out of it. Not a kick, I just enjoy it, man, and I hope that you guys enjoy it as well. But yeah, I just really love these like educational ass videos, you know, like when I get to talk about periods and sex and birth control and all of these things with you guys, you know, boobs, body hair, all that kind of baloney. It's just it's nice to like have a safe place to talk about this, safe spaces. But really, I hope this serves as that for you. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helped you. I'm okay and I'm alive, and if you're looking into getting an IUD, I would say do it. If you got the money and got the little bit of time to rest afterwards. I basically saw like a 50-50 response online when I was doing research on this specific IUD about the general experience and how painful it was for people and etc, etc. So I just wanted to share my personal experience with all of you to make you feel a little bit better. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up for me. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Ring that notifications bell if you want to be notified when I upload. And until the next upload, stay smiling. Bye guys.
Saw your face carved in the caves in the turning fields. I wore my stubbornness like all